Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today on Collection Lessons, I want to talk about officially debt free. It's part of my collection lesson series. I think there's not trying to think of this. Let's get going. So it might sound a little different. I'm in a new computer setup. I built a computer last week. It's kind of my second server, and I've transferred a lot of my stuff to it. It's more powerful. It's not virtualized, if you know what that means. It's very fast. It's 3-4 times better and faster than my previous one. Previous one was just getting bogged down with everything that's doing. I'm just letting it do its own thing. And yeah, so I might sound a little different. I'm on a new headset. There's a few $100 headset is more of a call center headset, so I sound a bit different probably there, as well as my Windows and everything on this machine is different. I'm going through some changes here, so just work with me. So what I want to talk about in this video is I am officially debt free, and I want to share this feeling with you because it happened this morning. So there's a few lessons that I'll share in here of what I kind of did along the way. Most of them are part of my collection lesson series that I've done. And yeah, so basically, as of this morning, we've paid off. Give me for the number, a little suspenseful. $133,000 in 3 years. That is how much debt that we've paid off. Now, first thing I'm going to say is this isn't net worth. I'm not talking about net worth. I'm talking about actual debt. So to give a quick example of why I don't believe in net worth and why I think it's kind of a fluffy number, if you have net worth of like $1 million, we'll call it 1M. Most people that have a net worth of $1 million and they have debt, they can't afford like a $100,000 vehicle. You know, if you go to the bank and you take out a $1 million loan and then you buy like a building for $1 million, you can claim that you have a $1 million building, right? And your interest on this is technically like you can avoid taxes and stuff on interest and that type of thing. But like, you could say your net worth's $1 million. You could say you could have a mortgage for 400K and buy, a 400K house that grows to 500K. You could say your net worth is, I don't know. Some people would say it's 500K. Some people would say it's 100K net worth because, you take what the value of the building is right now and then you minus your debts and blah, blah, and then you've got 100K of net worth. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, I owe zero money to zero people. This, like, every dollar that I have, none of it has negative interest. None of it has any interest growing in the wrong direction, which is crazy. So yeah, $133,000 in the last 3 years alone. And people are gonna, people say, what changed? What did you do? What are you doing? What's going on? How did you do that? Why would you do that? Right? And it's most of the things that are like, I don't share everything on this channels on the collection of lessons. I mean, we got a couple of side businesses that are making money, which are, helping create this, as well as the mindset and everything of people that I'm connected to now versus 3 to 5 years ago, as well as like budgets and cutting stuff. It's kind of like if you hang around millionaires, chances are you're going to turn into a millionaire. You're going to have the same mindset that they did when they were, starting out. You kind of like, you're influenced by them. It's kind of like if you hang around 10 or 9 smokers, you're probably going to turn into number 10. If you hang around 9 bank robbers, you're probably going to be a bank robber. If you hang around people that are millions of dollars, have, no debt, totally cash flow system, just saying, the association is going to get you, right? And it's getting me, right? Which is a good thing. This is a good association, right? But yeah, it's like, that's the crazy thing. What changed? Well, I actually started taking business more seriously. And I'm not talking about business like going to business school and learning how to run somebody else's business. It's like, no, these are my businesses. And like, there's no school for entrepreneurship. And it's like, it's something you just got to figure out and you got to do. And sometimes you have failures along the way. But like, you figure it out. And that's the great thing is like, with a growth mindset, you'll always come out ahead. Either something will work great or you'll learn, right? And so yeah, that's what I wanted to share. This excitement of officially being debt free. That's how much we paid off in the last 3 years. Some quick things like, obviously, like budget was a big thing. Month to month, every week, one day, like for 1 or 2 hours, once a week for 2 hours, I look at money. At least. I look at money where it's going, where it's coming in, what I'm spending it on. Am I over budget on this already? Am I not? Every week, once a week for 2 hours, I look at money. I also just like our side hustle, a side hustle, side businesses, the couple businesses we have. I also spend it like about 1 hour a week on taxes. I get all the taxes ready. I have them up to date per week. Of business write-offs, of bills coming in, of things paid, and that type of thing, just to keep ahead of it. Because if you don't, chances are you're going to leave it to the end, or you're going to give it to your accountant. You're going to have a big spicy bill because you just throw it onto a folder. You don't worry about it until the last minute, right? And it's nice to know where the businesses are going as well, right? So just kind of like taxes and investing in businesses or whatever. I'd call it like investing in business, investing slash biz. This is messy. Business, whatever. That's basically like I budget that every week. And the other thing is like I'll just put clear here. Clear your mind. Clear your objects, clear your whatever. We had 2 mortgages on 2 houses 3 years ago. And it's hard. It was hard to get rid of them. It's hard to let go because you're like, oh, but this house, like I own a house. It's like, no, you own a mortgage. The bank owns the house. Like you kind of have to get through that. It's like either I'm paying the bank rent or I'm paying a landlord rent, and one of those has no responsibilities attached to it. Let me tell you, it's the renting from the landlord that has no responsibilities attached to it. Got rid of all that, consolidated everything, and now rent from a landlord. And like our landlord's great. And it's like people don't understand. They think that you're like building equity and all this stuff in the house, and which is true a little bit. But like I have so many videos, on my YouTube channel here of like owning a mortgage versus renting and that type of thing. It's like, sure, I might be paying, $1,300-1,500 or whatever here for rent, but you got to add the little plus sign and you got to put no responsibilities beside it. And no responsibilities. The hot water heater went $1,500 or however much it was, not out of my pocket. That's the point. Because I'm not investing in real estate. When you have a mortgage or you don't have a mortgage and you actually own the house after you paid off the mortgage or you just bought it in cash, you're investing in your real estate. That's real estate you're investing in, right? It's like it's kind of the same thing as when you go to a school and you go to college or whatever, and they say that you're investing in yourself. It's the same thing. It's like you spent money, and where'd the money go? It went to the education that went on yourself. Where'd the money go? The money for me for renting here goes to having no responsibilities, because then I can actually focus on what I need to. I don't need to mow the lawn. There's somebody here that does that. I don't need to replace anything. I don't need to worry about when, the water heater needs to be fixed or when the furnace, needs to be cleaned or any of that. I don't need to worry about that. That's not my responsibility. I paid for that so that I can focus my time on other areas, things that are creating actual wealth, that are actual assets, generating actual money and revenue. That's the point. So I cleared my mind. We sold a lot of things. We had 3 vehicles. We don't need 3 vehicles. That's 3 times more than I need. I only need 1. I can only drive 1 at a time. 1 with the kids. And, we got rid of that. We got rid of, subscriptions, like I talked about. Don't pay subscriptions, guys. Like, it's eating you in multiple areas, in money as well as time. The time you're spending probably on Netflix or Spotify or whichever. Like, I know I listen to music and stuff too. Like, I'm not saying don't listen to music or don't watch stuff. But, like, you don't need to pay for it. You're paying for it in 2 ways. Your money, and then you're paying for it in time. If it's too easy to watch Netflix, you watch 40 hours of Netflix a week. I'm sure you could own a business and make 40 hours and put 40 hours into it, and it makes you money. So it's just mindset on stuff like that. That was another thing, is mindset of, debt is a mindset. Dave Ramsey talks about that a lot. A lot of the videos I reference are either him or there's tons of guys that I reference in all my YouTube videos. But anyway, that's what I want to share. This excitement of being debt free. I don't owe anybody money. I don't have any interest working the wrong way. All the interest, I'll call it interest, that I'm making is making more money. It's not eating my money, right? And this, like, I've been investing in stuff as well throughout all of this. As a percentage-based budget should be, some to investing, some to saving, some to paying off debt if you have any. It's like the cash flow that we have now. Oh, going to be good, and it's going to steamroll the beginning of what we're trying to create and build and do, so that we can retire in the next 5 years or 7 to 8 years. Like that's kind of, we're building a timeline about that, and it's going to be great. And yeah, that's what I want to share with this video. Being officially debt free, the feeling it gets, and just the little things along the way. And like I'm gonna put sacrifice here. Sacrifice. I'm probably gonna make a video on this. Sacrifice the sacrifice. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you a quick example, okay? Because a lot of people, they thought anyway, that we sacrificed a lot to get this debt gone. I didn't sacrifice anything. I sacrificed the sacrifice. What I'm talking about is, here's me, right? There's me, and then there's like, we'll just put little squares here. Here's the 3 cars that we had. What I didn't realize is I sacrificed, like, the future. The being able to be at home with my kids, to be able to buy a house in cash. I was sacrificing the future when I bought this. So the sacrifice happened here. The sacrifice doesn't happen when you sell them to grow your future. The sacrifice isn't here. The sacrifice is here. So when you sell the things that are eating from your future, you're actually like upgrading. I don't know a really good word yet for the word like anti-sacrifice. I don't know a really good word for it yet. I'm still thinking of it, but I'll make a video when I do find a good word for it. It's like when you trade something for something, like when you trade something greater for something lesser, that is a sacrifice, right? It's like if I'm trading like my time for dollars, I'm sacrificing my time to get dollars. Like I'm taking something greater. Time is the greatest currency, greatest thing in the world. I'm taking the greatest thing and I'm sacrificing it for something lesser, which is like fake plastic in Canada, dollar bills, to buy crap, to buy things to survive, right? It's like you don't need that. When you take something lesser, like money or vehicles or whatever, when you take that and you get rid of it to create some sort of value to improve your future, you're trading something lesser for something greater. The sacrifice is here. The anti-sacrifice, if I'll call it that, is here. We didn't sacrifice the cars when we had 3 cars and go down to 1. We didn't sacrifice the 2 houses when we consolidated them to go into 1. We didn't sacrifice owning, in quotes, the houses with mortgages. We didn't sacrifice it all. We upgraded. We upgraded the entire thing. And that's what's so cool and feels so good. So I wanted to share this video just to get this out here. It's more of a personal testimony rather than an actual kind of lessons, collection of lessons, that type of thing. I just want to share the excitement, and I hope you guys can feel it, because I feel so good and I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. And yeah, just a quick run through of the day. Like in the morning, we got up, we went to the bank, $100 bill, took some pictures outside the bank, went inside, so I'm closed my account, slapped the $100 bill there, and cut up the cards of the bank right in front of them. And it was a great feeling. And we cleaned out that bank account. I think we got $90-something back. Went out for lunch, steak and lobster type stuff we had for lunch. Paid for that, and then I took that $90 that was in that bank account, and I left it on the table when we left. And it goes to the waitress. And that might be the greatest day of her, we'll call it a career in waitressing. That's probably the biggest tip. I don't know, maybe not. But like, it was basically 100% tip. And it just feels good because I didn't account for that money. I didn't need it. It was already accounted for. And just the feeling of that. And I want more of that. I want more of that feeling. I want to improve people's lives. I want to give back to the world. I already feel with a positive balance, always positive. Like I have nothing negative. It's like, it feels like I'm actually giving back to the world rather than taking from it. I feel like when you take a mortgage or when you take on, financing for a car, you're just taking. It feels so selfish. And I just don't want that feeling ever again. So, hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'm going to come out with some really good stuff in the next, 6 months here every Friday. I'm trying to get here every Friday with you guys. So hope you guys doing well. Thanks, and talk soon.